Exhibit 7, please. I mean 8. And this right here?
Yes, that would be the second email that I sent from the conference.
Okay. I won't make you read that. Could we move on to Exhibit 9? Do you recognize this photograph?
Yes.
And could you describe it to me?
It's a photograph of myself wearing my staff member's bra.
Where's your wife, Senator?
It's okay, Brian.
Where's the wife?
It's okay, Brian. You'll
Control your client, Mr. Rome.
I'm sorry about that, Your Honor.
And did this photograph accompany the email in Exhibit?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Okay. Moving on to Exhibit 10. Variation on a theme. Senator, do you recognize this photograph?
Yes.
And was this also attached to these?
Yes.
Yes. One more, I believe? 2 more, actually? Oh, just 1 more, thank goodness. Do you recognize this?
Yes, I recognize that one. It was attached to the email. Yes. We all know. We all saw the pictures.
Okay.
We all had a really good laugh.
So, and to be clear, when and where when and from where did you send these emails with these photographic attachments?
Could we take that off the screen? It's highly embarrassing.
Yes, I believe we can.
Could we take that one? Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I sent the emails and the pictures from the conference, from the Smoot conference.
Whose network were you using?
Well, the hotel where we were having the conference did not have internet access, so I was using the conference-supplied wireless network.
The network supplied by the conference organizers?
Yes, that's the
Coalition for Moral Order.
Correct.
Okay. Did the Coalition for Moral Order provide you with any terms of service or acceptable use policy that put you on notice that your communications may be monitored?
Well, no.
Was there any announcement during any orientation regarding monitoring of the network?
No, not at all. I've spoken to my esteemed colleague, Senator Ted Stevens, from Alaska, and he's explained to me how this is all put together using pipes, and it was my understanding that I had my own private pipe that no one could look at. And so I thought, well, it's my pipe, no one can see it, and this pipe is for jism. That's what it's for. It's for me.
One moment. Thank you, Senator Jism.
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 It's a soft J.
Were you in any way notified that the network may be monitored?
No.
Did you consent in any way to having your
course not.
communications monitored?
No, of course not.
As to the emails and photographs that you just identified, did you send those to anyone other than your staffer?
Oh, of course not. No, of course not.
Have you shared those files with anyone in any other way?
No, not at all.
Okay. Did anyone have access to your laptop in the time between when you sent those emails and when they were reprinted in the Washington Compost?
No, I actually kept my laptop with me at all times, and even when I was asleep, I kept my laptop under my pillow.
Okay. Moving into a more personal area, how has the disclosure of these photos and emails, the publication of these in the Washington Compost, affected your life, whether personally or professionally?
Personally and professionally, it's affected me both ways, both personally and professionally. I mean, right now, it's been terrible. I'm now going through my second divorce, thanks to all this coming out. In that, I'm going to have to, sell the house in the Hamptons. I'm going to have to sell the house back in Texas. I'm going to have to sell the yacht, my proud yacht that I'm so proud of, the SS Abramoff. That has to go, because I've got to sell that. I mean, it's been terrible. And of course, we're coming up on midterms, and things are looking rough for us. And so, it looks like I may actually lose the election, and there'll be some Democrat taking my place in the Senate. It's terrible. It's been completely awful. And my membership to the country club has been revoked, and the CMO they said that I can't attend the next Smoot conference. We have a very large conference coming up in January in Washington D.C. A Smoot conference. We usually use the French pronunciation of that as well, which is Shmoo. So I'm not going to be able to attend ShmooCon in Washington in January at all.
Okay. Thank you. I know this was very difficult, but I have no further questions.
Do you have any cross-examination?
Yes, Your Honor. So, Senator Gasm.
Jism.
That's right, Senator Gasm.
Jism.
Right, Senator Gasm. You've always been known as kind of a values-first senator, isn't that true?
Yes, yes.
And so that's why this is so embarrassing to you, isn't it? This really does fundamentally strike the image that you've been so carefully trying to craft.
Oh, well, yeah, it's extremely embarrassing.
Right.
It's extremely embarrassing.
And let's talk a little bit about the CMO that we've heard so much about. What are the values of this organization as you understand it?
Well, the values of it is to promote the family. Of course, the family's first, protect the children, and to make sure that our society is living by a moral and decent conduct.
So in that way, you would say that your values that you've at least professed and their values are usually pretty compatible with one another.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so has this affected your relationship with the coalition at all?
Yes, as I've stated, I'm not going to be able to attend ShmooCon, and they've actually, I was on their advisory board. I'm not allowed to attend meetings or correspond with any of the current members.
And then one more time, just to clarify, it was the fact that you sent these email messages while at the conference that has caused you all this difficulty with your values,
yes,
coalition, and your constituency.
Yes,
is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you. No further questions.
Is there any redirect?
No, Your Honor. I'm ready to move on to the next
Will you
witness.
excuse the witness? Senator, thank you for your time, and have a good trip back to Texas.
Thanks, Rick.
Your Honor, at this time, we'd like to call Ryan Bulott to the stand.
You raise your left hand. Will you tell us the truth?
Good afternoon. Could you give your name and occupation, please?
Yes, I am Ryan Bulott. I have been a writer for the Washington Compost for 3 years. I report on the hot topics in the D.C. area.
Hot topics, I see. Could you turn to tab 15 in the imaginary binder, please? Can you tell me what that is?
Yes, that is the article I wrote on May 19th, 2005, about Senator Gasm.
Your Honor, we'd like to move that into
I'm sorry,
evidence
Chisholm.
and publish to the jury.
Any objection to the admission of Exhibit 15?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Bulott, could you read the article for the jury? And please do include the emails that are in the story, because I did not want to require Senator Gism to read them.
I'm sorry, I cannot read that from here.
Your Honor, could the witness have leave to approach the
Objection.
projector?
No
Please,
objection.
Perhaps you can use counsel's mic.
Yeah, that's attached.
Exclusive. Senator Gasm's slip is showing, and a lot more. The senator, known as Values First, known for his Values First platform and sponsorship of the Campaign for Moral Order, apparently let his hair down behind doors. In exclusive emails and photos received by this reporter, the married senator was revealed to be having kinky sex with a staffer and a sheep. The staff member, 19-year-old Kimberly Lovelace, is the communications director for the office of Senator Damon Gasm, and confirmed receiving the emails from the senator while he was attending the Society's Morals Under Threat conference, sponsored by the Coalition for Moral Order. Several of the images, which are too inappropriate for a family newspaper, revealed the senator in a cross-dressing romp with Miss Lovelace. The unedited content of one of the emails is follows. I have been thinking of you. See what happens when you are not around, semicolon, close parentheses.
Were there any pictures published with this news story?
I'm sorry, repeat the question.
Were there any pictures published with this news story?
No, this is a family newspaper. We could not reveal such images.
I see. Okay. Mr. Bulot, are you acquainted with the defendant, Brian Martin?
Yes, he is an acquaintance of mine.
How are you acquainted with him?
Well, he has been a fan of my writing for some time, and we exchanged a few emails regarding some of my writing.
Mm-hmm. And how did you receive the emails that were printed in your story?
From an anonymous source.
A source sent them to you?
Yes, yes.
By email, I suppose?
Yes, by email.
Did the defendant send you these emails?
An anonymous source sent me these emails.
No, I'm sorry. Did the defendant, yes or no, send you the emails that were published in this story?
I have been directed by my counsel at the Electronics Frontier Foundation to...
Bastards!
to not answer this question.
Your Honor, could you please direct the witness to answer the question?
Sir, is that your final response to the direct question to you from the prosecutor?
Yes, I invoke my First Amendment journalist right.
All right.
Your Honor, this is absolutely beyond the pale, this journalist wrapping himself in the First Amendment. Could you please hold him in contempt, Your Honor?
Mr. Bankston, we've been through this. We'll now turn the mics off so the jury doesn't have to hear this. We have a previously established process for this. There's another forum for dealing with this. We'll proceed in that forum. Do you have any more questions for the journalist?
One, Your Honor. Do you deny that the defendant provided you with the emails that were published in your story?
I refuse to answer this question.
Sir, we will now, well, let me ask, Mr. Ohm, do you have any questions?
Just some quick questions, Your Honor. I'll ask him from over here. Mr. Bulot, hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine.
Great. Have you ever met my client, Brian Martin, in person?
Not before today, no.
So, this is the first time you've ever seen this man, Brian Martin?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Any redirect?
No, Your Honor, we're done.
Thank you, Mr. Bulot. You are dismissed from this particular proceeding.
Thank you.
Mr. Bankston, do you have any additional witnesses?
No, Your Honor. Prosecution rests.
All right. Defense?
Okay. Yeah, the defense would call John Klein to the stand, please.
Raise your left hand. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under the pains and penalties of perjury?
I suppose if I have to.
You do, sir. Please be seated.
Mr. Klein, afternoon.
Afternoon, sir.
Could you please state your name and your occupation for the record?
Yes, Jonathan Klein, Director Security Solutions, Kalins, LLC.
And, Your Honor, I will remind you that we've prior stipulated this, Mr. Klein as an expert witness.
So noted.